What's up, everybody? It's John Sports Cards Collectibles coming at you with a brand new video. It is time to do a Throwback Thursday today on this wonderful Thursday. Glad you can join us. We're going to dive into this 1982 Topps Baseball Complete set. I'd say this is probably about 95% filled with my own cards from my own collection that I picked up as a child. As a 13-year-old young teenager, picking up wax packs, opening them up, putting these cards away forever. Not forever, but, boxing them up and then breaking them out years later. The other 5% were add-ins from either large lots that I purchased. I think we showcased one of them here, and maybe a couple that I had pick up in my LCS. So 1982, what a cool year. Lots of interesting things happened historically. We're not going to go on the political side of things. On the entertainment side of things, though, you had Michael Jackson's Thriller being released in November of that year. You had David Letterman debuting with his Tonight Show. You had E.T. come out in theaters. And for all you Disney fans out there, you had Epcot Center opening up. There were a lot of other interesting things that happened in 1982. The music, new wave, was king back then, or coming into its own. I think Toto won like a Grammy. I don't know how. I think they won a Grammy. On the baseball side of things, you had MVPs that year for the American League, Robin Yount, Dale Murphy, who should be in the Hall of Fame. He won the MVP for the National League. You had Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Cy Young winners that year, Pete Vukovich. Yeah, Pete Vukovich. He won a Cy Young. And Steve Carlton, Hall of Famer Steve Carlton. And Rookie of the Year awards went to Steve Sachs and Mr. Cal Ripken Jr. His rookie card is in here. Well, his Future Stars rookie card is in here. And then his actual rookie card, and there's a debate over that, which one is the true rookie, is in traded from 1982, that complete set. And we'll probably showcase that here on the channel at some point too, because I have a couple of those. Okay, what else can I tell you about this? Let's get in the set. But before we do, let me tell you, it's got 792 cards. It has this they call it the hockey stick set because of the swooping hockey stick looking banner around the card. There are 66 extra cards that were eliminated due to previous years of double printing. If you don't know what double printing is, go check that out on Google. There's rookie cards featured in this release. Brett Butler, Chili Davis, Cal Ripken Jr., Lee Smith had a standalone, and so did Dave Stewart. I think Butler, Davis, and Ripken are on the Future Stars. This product came in wax packs, cello packs, grocery store rack packs, those long ones with 3 packs in them, rack packs, vending boxes, and there was even a factory set, which I didn't even know existed. And there are also cards in here, and I don't know how many, but they're called blacklist cards, which there are no facsimile autographs on the card. Let's see if I have any of those. I don't know if I do or not. I didn't even know about that until I did my, get my information on this. So, okay, here we go. We start out with these highlights cards up here. You got Hall of Famer Steve Carlton, Ron Davis, Tim Raines, Pete Rose, not in the Hall, and Nolan Ryan, Hall of Famer, Fernando Valenzuela, Fernando Mania. He was really, really good and had a pretty decent career. Scott Sanderson, we'll call it the big names, a couple other ones here and there. You can see the hockey stick-looking swoop border right here. Ron Guidry, here's what the back looks like. They're green with the nice blue. And they're cool. Ron Guidry in action, so some players will have the inactions and some won't. Moose Haas. Who else here? Ellis Valentine, Darrell Evans. Tom Seaver, Hall of Famer. Tom Hurd, Jerry Remy, I believe, rest in peace. This is where the Ripken goes. And we'll show that to you guys at the end. Dwayne Murphy. Tom Seaver. This is a horribly miscut card. I mean, just terrible. Terrible. Look at that. I have to replace this one. Tom Seaver in action. Rangers batting and pitching leaders. Sweet Lou Whitaker. Dave Parker Cobra. His in action. Britt Burns. Happy Britt Burns right there. Who else do we have here? Elvis Woods. Buddy Bell. It's overlooked an awful lot. Chicago Cubs, future stars. Ron Hassey. Rick Burleson. Craig Reynolds. Tony Armas. Mario Soto. Houston Astros leaders with Art Howe and Nolan Ryan. If you get this in a really good centered version of this card, it could actually be worth some money. And so is the 1984 one as well. Tim Rock Reigns, second year card for him. It's a nice one right there. Tommy John, Bob Baylor, Jim Palmer, Hall of Famer, is in action as well. Bob Welch, New York Yankees future stars. Rennie Stennett, rest in peace. Matt Keogh, rest in peace. Biff Pocoroba, I love saying that name. Steve Henderson, great player right there. There with the Cubs, was also New York Met for a while. Nolan Ryan, the Express, right there. There's his. He doesn't have an inaction, which is kind of strange. But there's Nolan Ryan, Carney Lansford. Who else? Ozzy, the Wiz. Royals batting and pitching leaders with Larry Gura and George Brett. Larry Heisel's up there too. Mike Schmidt, his in action. And I'd say most of these cards are, they're all EX to EX plus all the way up to mint. So I don't think there's any gem mint. There might be a few. I haven't even looked to see if we're missing any autographs on any of these because I've been just pointing out things. I don't see any here on this page. Did I miss anybody here? Enrique Romo. Rance Mulliniks, Kirk Gibson, Carlton Fisk. Maybe the White Sox is in action as well. Billy Sample, Steve McCaddy, Ken Landreau, Gaylord Perry, Hall of Famer. Who else do we have here? Montreal Expos future stars. Terry Francona's on that one. He should probably be on like the rookie card type list too. Not a Hall of Famer, but we know him as a player and obviously as a manager. Danny Ainge. Who else here? Ed Lynch. Braves leaders, Claudel Washington, rest in peace, and Rick Mailer. Lonnie Smith, Frank Pastore, the checklist. Julio Cruz there, Lee May. Who else do we have here? Tony Pena, Ron LaFleur, Cleveland Indians future stars, Chris Bandos on here, Vaughn Hayes, Mookie Wilson, Bob Horner. He's actually smiling in that picture, which is kind of rare. Who else do we have? Mickey Klutz, Pat Putnam, Ted Simmons, Hall of Famer. Roger Erickson was in there too as well. A's leaders with McCaddy and Ricky Henderson. His card for this year is pretty valuable too as well. Got a really badly miscut Steve Crawford. I don't know what happened. They must have been just sitting really badly on the sheet on some of these cards. Louis Tiant, there were the Pirates. It's a rare look. Mr. Louis Tiant, great pitcher, not in the Hall, but with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, now on the leaders cards. Batting leaders with Madlock and Lansford. And Lansford was really good too. He gets overlooked a lot. Boggs came in and I think they traded him to the Angels. Okay, home run leaders Schmidt, Murray are the Hall of Famers. We got Dwight Dewey Evans, Armas, and Bobby Grich. Up here, RBI leaders with Schmitty and Eddie Murray. Stolen base leaders. People ran back then. They don't run nearly as much. They don't steal bases nearly as much. It was like speed was king. And I loved it. I loved watching these guys steal bases. Tim Rock Reigns and Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson, one of my favorite players. Reigns was good too. I liked him. Victory leaders, Seaver, Morris, and that's it as far as the Hall of Famers. You got Vukovic, Cy Young winner that year, McCaddy, and Denny Martinez, El Presidente. Strikeout leaders, Len Barker, name we don't really mention too often, and Fernando Valenzuela. ERA leaders, Ryan and McCaddy. And then the leading relievers for that year, Bruce Sutter and Raleigh Fingers, two Hall of Famers there. Jim Bibby, great pitcher. Future stars of the Giants, there's Chili Davis. Bob Brenly was on that too. Who else we have here? Steve Garvey in action. And his regular base card right there. Jamie Quirk's up top. Bill Gullickson as well. Let's see who else we have here. Phil Niekro, Hall of Famer. Cardinals leaders of Bob Forsch and Keith Hernandez. Glenn Hoffman. J.R. Richard. Tim Wallach. I love that picture. He's got that bat pointed right at the camera there. Very cool. Broderick Perkins. Always smiling, but not really in that picture, so he must have been having a bad day. Well, a lot of his cards, he's got a big old grin on his face, and I love it. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. Darrell Jackson, Willie Upshaw, good player there. Chris Spire, Shane Raleigh, good pitcher. Don Assey, George Brett, Hall of Famer. This is in action. Rick Manning, future stars for the Toronto Blue Jays, featuring Jesse Barfield. Pretty good player right there. Who else we have over there? Rod Scurry, I think, rest in peace. Neil Allen, Tony Bernazard, Bobby Mercer. Who else here? Keith Hernandez, Mario Mendoza, the Mendoza line. Here's the Stewart rookie. You got the White Sox team leaders, Lemon and Dennis Lamp, Chet Lemon, that is. Who else do we have here? Bruce Bochy, Lloyd Mosby, Mike Torres, Manny Trio. Another checklist. Ray Burris, Willie Wilson. Future stars for the Phillies, Bob Denier, Ozzie Virgil. Mark Davis, Dwayne Kuiper, Ronnie Hodges, Mike Easler, Rusty Kuntz, Kevin Saucier. Been kind of surly in that picture too. Bucky F. and Den, his in action as well. I didn't know. I think he's on the White Sox years ago. Is he on the White Sox? Can we see that here? Yes, he was on the White Sox. I didn't even realize that. Milt May, Ken Ritz, Mets leaders with Brooks, and who's that? Mike Scott, Pedro Guerrero, Tim Flannery, Tug McGraw, Fred Lynn, great player, great outfielder. Gets overlooked an awful lot too. George Bell, I think that's a rookie. Tony Perez, Hall of Famer. This is in action. Bo Diaz, rest in peace. Bruce Sutter, Hall of Famer, with a big mountain man beard and all the hair going on there. Detroit Tigers future stars. Who else we have here? Dan Quisenberry, the Submarine Man. A really badly miscut Al Bunbury. Kurt Bavacqua, Rusty Staub, Le Grand Orange. Jim Essien. Bump Wills. Bob Ojita. Bob Watson, Angels leaders, Carew and Ken Forsch, Terry Poole, Bill Russell, Ben Ogilvy, Ken Maka, I think he was a coach, wasn't he? Sparky Lyle, Bobby Gritch, Alan Bannister, another coach, I believe, Gary Templeton, Ken Singleton, great player right there. Pirates future stars with Johnny Ray, Vance Law, and who's this other guy here? Bob Long. I don't remember him. Rob Piccolo, Mike Lacoste, Clint Hurdle, our manager of the Rockies and the Pirates. Bob Walk, our current announcer. Jason Thompson. Steve Trout, Danny Darwin, Reggie Jackson. Mr. October is in action. Doug Flynn, Johnny LeMaster, really good infielder right there. Don Sutton, Hall of Fame pitcher there with the Astros. Theirs is in action. Who else do we have here? Mike Hargrove, Dodgers leaders with Dusty Baker and Bert Hooton. Lenny Randall, Bert Hooton there. Buck Martinez, Dick Ruthven, Mike Heath, Dave Rosema, Chris Chambliss is in action. Bill the Spaceman Lee, Jose Cruz, Joe Nolan, Ed Farmer, UL Washington, minus the toothpick. I don't think I see a toothpick there. Rick Wise, Donnie Robinson, Brewers future stars. Is there anybody here? Frank DePino and Marshall Edwards, and then Chuck, what is that? Porter. I don't remember those last two guys. Aurelio Rodriguez, Jim Sundberg, the Mariners leaders, Tom Paciorek, and Glenn Abbott. I think the Twins were like one of the worst teams that year, and the Mariners were not. Okay, all-star cards. These are really cool. Pete Rose, Davey Lopes, Mike Schmidt, Dave Concepcion, Andre Dawson, George Foster. Dave Parker, this is the National League, the American League's later on. Gary Carter, Fernando Valenzuela, Tom Seaver, Bruce Sutter. And then we go back to the regular base here. Daryl Thomas, Thad Bosley, Reds future stars. I don't recognize any. Paul Householder's the only one I recognize there. Let's see, Dwight Dewey Evans, Butch Hobson, Len Barker, Jim Dwyer. Who else do we have here? Bill Madlock, Mad Dog, Padres leaders. Year before Gwynn showed up. Luis Salazar and Juan Eichelberger. Jim Cott, Hall of Famer. Champ Summers leaning up against the wall there. Mike Norris, great pitcher. Who else do we have here? Let's see. Dusty Baker. Kiko Garcia. Mike Caldwell. Dave Steve, great pitcher for the Blue Jays. Boston future stars Hurst, Dave Schmidt, and Julio Valdez. Hurst pitched for a while. Pascal Perez, Keith Moreland, Ken Forrest, Jerry White. Big set, guys. Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer right there. Al Hrabosky, the Mad Hungarian. Omar Moreno, the Antelope. Checklist. Twins leaders. John Castino, and then that is Fernando Arroyo. Ken Brett, George's brother there. Mike Squires. Johnny Bench, Hall of Famer. There's his in action. Jim Tracy, I think, went on to coach too. Dickie Thon, I think he might have coached our Pirates. It's not very good. Dickie Thon, Rick Ruschel. He looks a little thinner there, but he did not have the physique of today's baseball player. A lot of these guys didn't. You go back further, they definitely don't. Al Holland, Ron Say. I think his nickname was the Penguin. Really good third baseman there for the Dodgers. Is in action. Who else do we have? Don Baylor, Texas Rangers stars, John Butcher, Bobby Johnson, Dave Schmidt, Steve Stone, great pitcher there. George Hendrick, great player as well. Cliff Johnson, that was near the end of his career, getting close to it. But a very solid player for a long time. Sam Pappy, Bruce Bennett, Candelaria, the Candyman, Orioles leaders, Eddie Murray and Sammy Stewart. Ron Oster, Lamar Hoyt, had a couple good seasons. John Waltham, Vida Blue. Great pitcher, not in the Hall. I keep saying that he probably should be. I don't know if he ever will make it in from the other committees there. Vida Blue in action. Mike Scott after that. Alan Ashby. Robin Yount, Hall of Famer. Dave Urgetti, great pitcher too. Astros future stars. Danny Heap played. Billy Smith, can't remember that one. And Bobby Sproul. I don't remember him. Terry Forster, Larry Parrish. Darrell Porter, his in action, great catcher. You got Jack Morris, Hall of Famer right there. There's Lee Smith's rookie, Art Howell, Rick Langford, Tom Bergmeyer. Cubs leaders, Buckner and Randy Martz. Willie Montanez, played for a long, long time. I don't remember him playing for our Pirates at all. But that was near the end for him. But he had some good years. He's not in the Hall of Fame. He's a pretty solid player for a long time. Jack Clark, great player too as well. Dave Chalk, Juan Bonilla, Lee Mazzilli, Jim Kern. Mickey Hatcher, the big comedian right there from the with his picture with his big glove. That's a famous one. Floyd Bannister, good pitcher right there. Ed Ott, John Mayberry, really, really good player. Tons of power. Hell, so many seasons in a row. I think he had like over 20 home runs, and nobody remembers him. You know, the diehard baseball fans may, but the general public, the casual collector, might not remember who John Mayberry is, but look up his stats. He was pretty good. Darryl Motley's the only one here that... Atlee Hammaker, future stars for the Royals. Oscar Gamble with a little bit of a faded thing there. He's probably trying to replace that one. Alan Trammell, Hall of Famer. Ken Oberkfell. Steve Yeager. Ray Surge, former Pittsburgh Pirates pitching coach. I don't know where he is right now. Roland Office. Steve Carlton, Hall of Famer. His in action. Kenton Colby-Teak, submarine style. You got the Yankees here with Jerry Mumphrey and Tommy John. That's their leaders card. Who else is here? Rick Dempsey, Dennis Eckersley, Hall of Fame, and another checklist. Chet Lemon, Huey Brooks, Dennis Leonard, Johnny Grubb, Rod Carew, Hall of Famer, his in action. Atlanta Braves future stars. Steve Bedrosian pitched for a long, long time. Larry Owen, I remember him playing, but not for a long time, not for a long period of time. And Brett Butler, there's his rookie, and I thought Brett Butler was awesome. And I was a Braves fan back then too, so it was like this rookie outfielder, and he was fast, and he had a weird stance when he batted, and he could hit. He was a contact guy. Greg Nettles, not in the Hall, but a great player right there. There's his in action. Who else do we have here? Jody Davis, Fernando Valenzuela, Rupert Jones, good player too. Rick Rhoden, good pitcher. Larry Boa is in action too, really good fielder. Another contact here, right there. Mike Flanagan, Billy Allman. Who else? Ray Knight. Expos leaders. Warren Cromartie, good player right there. And then Bill Gullickson for pitching. Who else? Dickie Knowles, A's future stars. We've got nobody here that I even recognize. And I was a big, Rich Bordy maybe. Big A's fan too back then. And they weren't very good. Or maybe they were starting to come on their own around this time. I take that back. It was a couple years prior they were terrible. Lou Piniella, Lance Parrish, Rafael Ramirez, Vern Rule, Andre Dawson, the Hawk, Toby Harris up here in the corner, Joaquin Andahar. Lots of good players on this page. We've got here Bill Robinson, Ned Yost, I believe, rest in peace. Reggie Smith, great player. This is in action. Okay, now we're into the AL All-Stars. Rod Carew, Willie Randolph, George Brett, Bucky effing Dent. I say that referring to that home run he hit against my Red Sox back in the day. Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, Ken Singleton, Dave Winfield, Carlton Fisk, Scott McGregor, Jack Morris, Rich Goose Gossage. Lots of Hall of Famers and a couple that aren't. 3 that aren't on this page. John Tudor, back to the regular part of the set. Indians, leaders, Hargrove and Burt Blyleven, Hall of Famer. Cardinals future stars, Glenn Brummer, Luis DeLeon, and Gene Roof. Ross Baumgartner, Doug DeCinces, Mike Jorgensen was in there too. There's a Joe Patini card we're going to get to. I think it's from... Oh, goodness. It might be 81. When you guys see this card, Joe Patini from the set that we're going to reveal from 81, you're going to laugh so hard. It's probably one of the goofiest looking, weirdest pictures I've ever seen. There's a couple other years of players like that that just look odd. Like they're almost painted, their faces. It's strange. Willie Randolph, great second baseman right there for the Yankees. Was once a Pittsburgh Pirate. Traded him. Not too wise. Played for a long time with the Yankees. He's in action. Rick Waits, Al Cowens, Giants leaders, Milt May, Vita Blue, Rick Monday, Shooty Babbitt. He played for a long time. I don't remember him, but he played for a long time. Bobby Bonds, Barry's father, right there. Tippy Martinez, Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer. There's his in action. Dale Berra, Yogi's son. Al Oliver, Scoop, his in action there with the Rangers. Damaso Garcia, Wayne Nordhagen, Chicago White Sox future stars. I don't recognize any of these names at all. Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer. Freddie Patek, Richie Hebner. Steve Rogers, Blue Jays leaders. With John Mayberry, look at that. Well, his batting average is 248, though. That's pretty pitiful, and that's your leader. But he was a power guy. And Dave Steeb. I think the Blue Jays were not good that year. Ricky Henderson, great card right there. Joe Negro, Rick Sutcliffe, Jerry Royster, Leon Durham. Who else here? Bob Boone, his in action. Scott McGregor, Tim Foley, Bill Campbell, Ken Griffey Sr., his in action. Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Famer. The Mets future stars. Ron Gardenhire, played for a while and went on to coach. Tim Larry, pitcher also Terry Leach, Hal McRae. Dennis Lamp up here in the top left-hand corner. Enos Cabell, Randy Jones. John Walkenfuss, Joe Charbonneau. Won Rookie of the Year in 1980, and then his kind of career went down, and I need to look and see what happened to him. Mitchell Page, good player, good outfielder for the A's. Another checklist, Ron Davis. Here's Pete Rose and Carlton for the Phillies leaders. John Milner, good player there for a bunch of different teams. Cesar Cedeno, Mike Scioscia, Vukovic. Pete Vukovic right there. Cy Young winner. And he was in some movies too. Frank White is in action. Carly Yastrzemski, Hall of Famer. Yaz, his in action. Angels future stars. Bernansky, Luis Sanchez, Daryl Sconiers, Jim Morrison, Joel Youngblood, Eddie Whitson. Let's throw Tom Paquette in there too. Tito Landrum, Dave Concepcion, his in action. Luis Salazar, Dan Spillner, Jim Clancy, good pitcher for the Jays. Tigers leaders, Steve Kemp and Dan Petrie. Jeff Reardon, Dale Murphy, lost center. But this card actually to pick up, I didn't have that one, surprisingly enough. And I can't remember what other ones we picked up. Not too many. And the rest of them we just incorporated to all the massive amount that we already had. Cecil Cooper, Bob Knepper, Steve Kemp. Almost to the end here, and then we'll show you the Ripken. Pashorek, the feature stars here for the Dodgers. Mike Marshall, Renicky, and Steve Sachs. That's his rookie. Phil Gardner, Scrap Iron. Harold Baines, second year. Hall of Famer right there. Sammy Stewart was on that page too. So is Alfredo Griffin. Burt Blyleven, Hall of Famer. Greg Minton, King Kong, Dave Kingman. Who else? Cesar Geronimo, Wayne Gross, Warren Cromartie, Pirates leaders, Madlock, and Buddy Solomon. And then you've got Montefusco, the Count, Dick Tidrow, Tony Scott, George Foster. Great player, not in the Hall. Probably should be. His in action. Steve Renko. Brewers leaders, Cecil Cooper, Vukovic, Mickey Rivers and his in action. Barry Foote, Don Money, Jerry Royce. Mariners future stars, Dave Henderson. The only one on there that I recognize. Denny Martinez. And who else do we have here? Del Unser, Jared Kuzman, Willie Stargell Pops, his in action, Rick Miller, Charlie Huff, Greg Luzinski. Greg Luzinski in action. It's a big man right there. Who else do we have here? Amos Otis, his in action, Sexto Lascano, Jim Spencer, Gary Carter, Hall of Famer. No in action for him, though. Isn't that interesting? Padres future stars, Mike Armstrong with those sunglasses, man. And a few other players I do not recognize there. Mike Lum, Larry McWilliams, Ivy, Rudy May, Reggie Cleveland, Dave Engel, Davey Lopes, his in action. John Stearns, Bake McBride, Andre Thornton, really good player there. So is John Lowenstein. Jim Rice, Hall of Famer. No in action, though. It's strange. Lee Lacy, great outfielder. Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer. Rest in peace, and is in action, too. Cincinnati Reds leaders, Griffey and Tom Seaver. And we're almost to the end here. Claudel Washington, rest in peace. Billy Buckner, rest in peace. Tom Hume, Gorman Thomas. Twins leaders, this is Ken Herbeck. He should be on that rookie card list, too, as well, because he was a pretty good player. Roy Smalley, Richie Zisk, Goose Gossage, his in action, Burt Campaneris, that was near the end for him. He had another year left in him in the tank. John Denny, Jay Johnstone, Bob Forsch. Who else here? Grant Jackson, Mr. Pete Rose. All you Pete Rose fans, there's his in action as well, too. Frank Tavares. And I think this is the last page. It is. Let's see. Red Sox leaders with Carney Lansford, and is that Mike Torres, Woody Fryman, the checklist, Larry Gura, Bobby Brown, and Frank Tanana round out the set. Let's go pause for a second. I have to go get that Ripken. I forgot to bring it with me. It's over on the card table. I'll be right back, and we will take a look at that card. Okay, here it is. This is the one that I actually pulled out of a pack as a child. I have two of these. I actually had four, and I think we sold a few in our auctions, in order to kind of have you guys have the ability to pick up a card like this. But there's Ripken there, and you got Bob Bonner and then Jeff Schneider. I'd love to know what happened to these two guys. And there's the back of it. So pretty cool stuff, I would have to say. I love this year of Topps. A very interesting, cool set. Has some decent rookies in it. I don't know the price of what a wax box would be or what the set actually costs. I think you can probably pick this set up. My guess is you probably end up paying anywhere between $200 to $400 for this set. A really good version of this set. I'm sure you can get one that has VG, VGX cards in the set for less. But a box of this is very, very pricey. I know wax box is very, very pricey this year. So that's all I have for you guys today. About a half hour, I think, for this reveal. Usually takes us that long to show you these cards so you guys can look at them, follow along, hear me shout out the names. These are always fun. We have some more sets to get to that we're going to showcase from our collection, from the archives. We have a 1981 Topps one coming up. We've got also 85 coming up soon, and we've got 1978 coming up soon. And we have another year from the 70s that we are going to showcase shortly, probably next week, that I picked up. And there's a massive, awesome backstory to the set and where it came from and what relationship now has been developed from this purchase. And we're going to showcase that next week. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Remember, we have another live auction this Saturday, April the 30th, 8 to 10:30 p.m. We have a preview video that we put up a few days ago. We've got some incredible vintage cards that we're going to be auctioning off. and some other interesting items as well too. All baseball card related. Go check out that video. Again, live auction will be this Saturday, April the 30th from 8 to 10:30 p.m. But going back to this was awesome. This was fun to showcase this set and to show it off to you guys and maybe, see some cards you have not seen before. That's why I reveal these sets. They're very, very cool. These are big sets, 792 cards. That's a lot, especially from 1982, when things were not yet being overproduced. So that all started roughly, I want to say around 86, 87 is when it really started. People, the Tops in particular, just, was going crazy. The other companies, Fleer and Donruss, I don't know if they were at that level of production yet, but the quote-unquote junk wax era is what the people like to call it. And that started, about 5 years later with Top. So anyway, back to this. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, comment down below. Share this video with your friends, family, and loved ones. Maybe put some interesting comments down below, your memories of this set. Like I said, I bought a lot of this as a kid. I bought packs of this product. I probably should have talked about it in the beginning, from various local newsstands in my area that are all now gone. There was one in the Pittsburgh area called Gus Miller Newsstand. It was in the Oakland area in the University of Pittsburgh campus. I used to buy my packs from them and our comic books occasionally. And then there was an area in Pittsburgh called Squirrel Hill. It's another local neighborhood. And there was the Murray Street News, which is now gone. And I used to get my packs from that newsstand. And I was just actually talking to my family about that store, that newsstand. When I started this channel up in 2018, I think they were still open, and it never even dawned on me to go to that newsstand, because they're the kind of place that I think still sold cards. I think they still had a distributor, and it was a newsstand selling cards is extremely rare in this day and age, 2018 too. And I think once I realized, I should go check that out. It's like a childhood, relive going on. They had liquidated and closed down the store. It was like the worst timing. So that place is gone. The only place we used to buy cards from as a kid in that same area was a place called the Squirrel Hill Newsstand, and that is still standing and open. But I think they sell mainly lottery tickets and hookahs. So times have changed. We should go back and check out 1982 sometimes every once in a while, but this is the nice way to do it. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks again for stopping by. Really appreciate spending some time out of your day to watch our latest video. Till next time, folks, this is John on Sports Card Selectable signing off, and hey, I'll see you all.